A female Raxacora cephalopotorian can manufacture a poison dart within her own finger.
As a final resort, the excess poison can be exhaled through the lungs.
That's better. Steak and chip.
Best date ever. Boomtown by Russell T Davidson tells the story of shortly after the Slitheen were presumably destroyed by the missile in World War III. One member of their family survived, Margaret, and she has now become president of Cardiff. And when the Doctor and Rose and Jack and even Mickey shows up, very inconveniently, she tricks them all into helping her and sympathising with her as they plan to take her back to her home world of Raxacora cephalopotorius for her execution. She tricks them into helping her use the TARDIS to open a rift to destroy the world while she escapes and gets compensation. So Boomtown is widely considered to be, just like The Long Game, one of the weaker stories of Series 1, and while this story isn't a grace, and it is one of the weaker Series 1 stories, it's not a bad episode by any means. Hell no, there's a lot to love here. First of all, the comedy in this episode, it's brilliant. It's nice to see a bit more light-hearted stories after we've had a few dark, deep stories. This is a nice fun one for the entire family, like when Mickey arrives and he's curious about will people notice the TARDIS, but the Doctor's like, what will people do when they see a police box in the street? Walk past it. Yeah, that was brilliant. And the dinner scene between the Doctor and Margaret, that's one of the two best scenes in the episode, easily. That was ingenious writing when it's not really a date, it's rather a life or death situation where the Doctor's keeping an eye on Margaret before they take her back for execution, and she's like doing her best to kill him when she reveals that she can shoot poison darts out of her finger, she can unleash poison from her lungs. That's also some, but he completely repels these techniques. That was just hilarious. And yeah, Christopher Eccleston, fantastic in that scene. And while present day Cardiff isn't the most exciting or original setting, I admit that was pretty boring. We could have had a better setting, but again, setting it on Earth does help this episode have a real feel, so that we can relate to it. And Margaret Slitheen, I'm so glad she was the one member of the Slitheen that Russell chose to survive, because she was the best and most memorable of the two-parter Aliens of London and World War III. Only here we get much more development in the Slitheen than we ever got in that story. I mean, Margaret, there's one very thought-provoking scene where Margaret, she takes her skin suit off and she shows her full Slitheen glory, and she's thinking about attacking this young woman, but she chose to spare her, which shows that maybe Margaret does have a soft side despite being a criminal. And she's just a fantastic, very complex antagonist, and how she manipulates the Doctor, Rose, Jack and Mickey to completely trusting her and using them for her own benefits. And at first you sympathise with her when you think they're going to take her back to her world for execution, because the way Slitheen or Raxacora cephalopotorians are executed is that they're boiled up, and you're thinking, damn, that's a grim fate. Even a criminal like Margaret wouldn't deserve a fate that cruel. But when she tricks them at the end, when she opens the rift of the TARDIS and using the TARDIS to destroy the planet, and she grabs Rose by the throat, and you just hate her. You think, I should never fall of your tricks, you bitch. Those are the best kind of villains. And I'm glad Mickey came back in this episode. He was a great addition. Even Rose gets an interesting storyline with her trying to rekindle her relationship with Mickey, because they haven't seen each other for a while. And And when Ricky tells Rose that he's seen another girl in Rose's absence, Rose of course gets pissed off that Mickey has cheated on her, but you can understand Mickey's motivation for cheating because Rose completely abandoned him and left him, so what else was he supposed to do? And Neville Clark, he gives a genuinely heartfelt performance. You really feel for the guy, and in fact you sympathise with both Mickey and Rose. That's what I like. Rose actually has consequences travelling with the Doctor. I mean, she chose this life, but it comes with a cost. She is definitely interfering with her personal life, which we really didn't get with the companions in the Stephen Moffat era. I said before that this isn't a great episode. It's not Russell T Davies' best writing, nor is it the best story of the series. It does have its flaws. First of all, Captain Jack, he was great in The Empty Child and The Doctor Dances, but here he does little to nothing apart from just stay in the TARDIS and try to fix it. So he was really a wasted potential, which is a real shame because I love John Barrowman. I love Captain Jack Harkness. Thank God he gets a bigger role in the two-part finale, Bad Wolf and Passing of the Ways, so at least that made up for it, and really not much happens for a good portion of this episode, aside from the hilarious dinner scene and the exciting finale where all hell breaks loose. Really, very much the episode is just build up to that. And also this episode, it really feels like while it does feel connected to the Slitheen storyline, and this was a decent conclusion to that story, but it doesn't really connect well with the overall arcing story of this series about who is the Bad Wolf, as the name has been popping up, and really just felt like a decent filler episode for the most part. But I like the resolutions of this episode, where the Doctor shows Margaret the heart of the TARDIS, which helps shut down the rift and changes Margaret into an egg. So now they can take her back to her home world, and she can start over and live a new life and redeem herself. That was a very clever resolution to her story, and I hope she did redeem herself and become a better person. So overall, while Bad Wolf may not be the best story of Series 1, it's still good. There's plenty of good things here. It has a solid character development, particularly with Margaret Slitheen and Rose, and its great balance of fun and drama has an exciting climax and a good resolution to the Slitheen story, even if it did just feel like a decent filler episode, and Captain Jack was wasted, and the Cardiff was not the most imaginative location, but it's still fun, and I'll give it this: at least it's better than The Long Game. I give Boomtown 3.5 stars out of 5. Well, Series 1 is almost over, guys, and I just have to review the epic conclusion, Bad Wolf and the Passing of the Ways. So if you want to know my thoughts on the next time trailer for Bad Wolf, it was epic at first, but then Russell T Davies had to ruin it by spoiling the fucking Daleks at the end in the fucking next time trailer. Russell, why would you do that? Why would you spoil the big reveal? Oh well, that's for a rant for another time. So thank you all for watching. I love you guys. And what did you think of Boomtown? Please comment, let me know. Please like this video, subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter and on Google+. And I'll see you all next time. Bye, guys.